This is it, Honda Malaysia's first all-electric model, the Honda EN1. Let's have a look. Alright, so in terms of powertrain, the Honda EN1 is powered by a single front-mounted electric motor setup rated at 201 HP and 210 degrees on top, allowing this car to go from 0 to 100 in 7.7 seconds, but top speed is only capped at 160 km per hour, so not as fast as your typical Honda cars out there. Okay, but in terms of battery, it uses a 68 kWh battery pack that grants it up to 500 km of energy range, but WLTP figures will reduce it down up to 412 km only, which is still okay. It's ideal for you to go back from here to Penang in single charge, should be a problem. Okay, speaking of charging, it supports both AC 11 kW and DC 78 kW, so allow this car to charge from 10 to 80% in about 40 minutes or so. So not bad, not too great either, but still quite usable. Alright, so in terms of design, you can see that the Honda EN1 is essentially an all-electric version of the Honda HR-V. As a result, you can see it gets the same SUV model design, but with some notable changes, including a new logo for the EV model, new wheels, and of course, the front grille has been deleted in place of a charging port. And at the back here, you can see that instead of an H logo, the EN1 comes with this Honda letter in the back. So in case, it's easier for you to distinguish between the HR-V and the EN1. Alright folks, so now we're inside the Honda EN1. As you can see at the front here, things get slightly different compared to the HR-V because the EN1 gets a much larger 15.1-inch infotainment display. This portrait oriented, but interesting thing about this car is actually the display comes with 3 dedicated displays. The top one is just reserved for navigation and for Android Auto. The center part is reserved for the general settings and menu, and the bottom part is fully reserved for the climate control because as you can see, you got no climate buttons like any other Honda car, so you need to use the screen to adjust the climate control. But at least you got a speed display, which is good to see in this application. But other than that, you also get a slightly redesigned steering wheel featuring the new white H logo. You also get a pedal shifter. This pedal shifter is for control the regenerative braking, which is good to see in this car, so you can just adjust the regen level using the pedal shifter instead of using the infotainment. Okay, at the center you got wireless charging pad. Down here the gear shifter has been switched into this button style mode instead of a lever, which looks not so good. I would still prefer a gear lever, but other than that, things more or less the same. Still got the same plush seats as the HR-V, but of course you still got lots of hard plastic at the top here, so it doesn't feel as premium as it should be, but at least you got a bigger screen now. Alright, life at the back seat of the EN1 as expected, more or less the same as the Honda HR-V because space is about the same. You still got pretty decent legroom, but headroom is a bit limited because of the coupe roof line. But surprisingly, the floor is still flat despite that you have a battery, literally a battery underneath here. But interestingly, you also got amenities like the dedicated converse and surprisingly 2 USB-C charging ports. Something is quite new to see in a Honda car. But of course, you still got the same leather right seat as front, but unfortunately, there's still of the hard plastic inside this car, so a bit of bummer. Alright, so for the Malaysian market, the Honda EN1 is tagged with an introductory price of 149,900 ringgit. For that price, you will get an 8-year or 160,000 km of battery warranty. And unfortunately, this car is only available in 8 selected Honda EV outlets nationwide, and deliveries is slated to begin sometime later in June. So what do you guys think about Honda Malaysia's first electric model? Would you prefer this over any other Chinese EVs out there?
Save more safe.
Caricarz.